Welcome everyone for this very different topic or take on something that is talked about all the time, that is entrepreneurship, and something that is not talked about at all, that is mental health. So, um, by means of this particular webinar, we are trying to see how entrepreneurs' lifestyles have changed, what kind of challenges that they face, what kind of issues that they go through, and how do they overcome those challenges. So it's going to be an experiential learning kind of a thing. And um, let me introduce myself. I am Kshipra Moghe. uh, I've done my PhD in psychology, and I am currently associated with College of Engineering Pune as an assistant professor in psychology. I also am the center head of COEP Wellness Center, which also means that I am into consulting as a psychologist. Other than that, I'm interested in research, and I write articles, and I'm very interested in anything that has got to do with connecting with the youth, or um, I like to call myself as a mental health advocate. Um, why this topic and when did this all start? So, few days ago, when all of this is going on, we have been into the lockdown, and now the unlock, of course, 1.0. And when all of this was going on, I'm sure that it has impacted every person in a very different way. For some people, it has been a good experience. For some people, it has been a very like, they don't know how to put it, where to put it, whether it's good or bad. So it has impacted us in a very different way, in a very new way. And while we are trying to learn, there are certain sections of the society which have been directly or indirectly affected by it. So a few days ago, when Priyank contacted me, we were just having a chat, and then this idea popped up that, how everybody is trying to deal with this situation. And while we try to deal with it, let's say in a social way, or in our financial way, or um, let's say trying to learn new things, so enhancing our skills and everything, um, certain things which affect us, and we don't really talk about it. Something very important is our mental health. um, while mental health has become very popular in the past few months, but still, I think when it comes to entrepreneurs, it is a very different perception towards the entire idea of entrepreneurship. And so when we were talking, we thought about, what exactly happens when an entrepreneur goes through a similar kind of a situation. How does it impact them? And not just like, economically, but how does it impact their mental health? So Priyank told me a little bit about his story, and I thought that, why can't it be shared with everyone? Because I bet there are a lot of people who have ventured into startups and into entrepreneurship in the recent years, and it's a very good thing, because we all are becoming really self-reliant. But this was something which was uncalled for, unplanned for, and then suddenly uh, it has hit all of us. So how has it affected the entrepreneurs? So we thought that let's discuss about it. Let's share our views about our experiences, our challenges with the people who might be interested. And so that's how it started. So I'm very happy that something which is very hardcore, money matter related thing is being, combined with something which is absolutely different and on a different level altogether. So I'm really glad to be here. And I'm very thankful to Priyank and his team of Photon Legal for thinking about this, and actually coming up with this idea. So thank you so much, Priyank.
Thank you
uh,
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining and
yeah,
being on the show. It really means a lot.
yeah. My pleasure, completely. I would like to, I am like, it would be very nice that I would learn something about entrepreneurship. I've been hearing about it as an outsider. I've been reading about it as an outsider. I've been listening to stories as an outsider, but this is the first time that
Mhm.
I will be directly interacting with an entrepreneur. So, Priyank, tell me, after, I have known you for a couple of years now, and you were always a very bright student, a very, a student who would just automatically come and converse, and, would not think, should I ask this, should I say this or not? So that confidence that you always showed, we all were very, very sure that Frank is going to do something really good for himself. And here you are. So that's really amazing. But then I want to really, really know that, why the shift from engineering, core engineering, standard job to entrepreneurship? Why that? My first question.
Wow, that's a very, very interesting question, in fact, ma'am. Yeah, the journey actually started from college itself. In college, so COEP offered a lot of things, and not just academics, but it has also given me a chance to explore the marketing side of things when I was participating different events, or maybe
Mm,
try and do event management things as well into
mm,
those extracurricular activities. So that had given me option to try and experiment a lot
mm,
along with the education, the formal
mm,
education which I was taking. And then the
mm,
real shift happened when I actually went outside. Uh, Outside the country. I went in 2015 to Israel, learned about
mm,
startup culture there, where I see I saw a lot of students venturing into different companies backed by their faculties in the college
mm,
or the
mm,
universities, and they were having so many great ideas, the technological ideas which were filed and protected by IPs,
mm.
and the companies were getting sold for millions. And I'm like, wow, this is something great. Why don't we do this in India? Why is this culture not present in India?
Correct.
So after I came back, I had that inclination that okay, this is something is interesting, and I might even give it a try if the opportunity comes in.
Mm,
Fortunately, the opportunity did come, and that time I was there, or maybe the stars fall in line, and I just went ahead with my gut feeling of
mm,
entering into a consulting job, not for a IT job. So I'm
mm.
an IT engineer
Yeah.
by
Mm,
education, but then I opted for being a patent engineer and do research about patents,
mm,
which was my core interest by then. And then,
mhm,
so one thing led to another. I ended up being a patent agent in India, and after 3 years of doing a corporate job, I thought, why don't I take another plunge and let's start my own journey.
mm,
Let's see. So every time I think of this particular decisions of should I do it or not, the second thing is like, okay, what will happen? क्या होगा अगर करता हूँ,
mm,
दो चीजें होगी, एक तो सक्सेस होगा नहीं तो फेलियर होगा. If let's say failure happens,
mm,
still okay, I can always go back to the corporate, the same company whom I was working with, saying that okay, I'm back.
mm.
Take me.
So you always had a backup plan ready that if
Yes,
this doesn't fail, then I can go back.
yeah. In fact, the same was way back in 2016 when I was trying to enter into patent consultant job role. I thought,
Mm,
okay, let's give it a shot. Let's do it for 6 months or so. If it does
mm.
not work out, I can always be the software programmer, because that I have a full-fledged degree from COEP that will help me get at least that will at least take care of my bread and butter. So
Yeah.
that was the idea, and that's how I actually go ahead with things. And business, why business, or why my own venture? I'm a Marwadi, and that's it. That laughter explains
Okay.
everything. I don't need to answer anything on this now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it has been into the genes.
Yeah. But I'm sure, there are a lot of people who take this plunge and take this huge step, and then there are setbacks, of course. And I'm sure that you must have
True.
also faced your own set of challenges. So initially, were there any challenges that you faced? And then this switch that you made, from a job which is like a salaried, being a salaried employee, month end mein salary aa jati hai, and it is so nice, and then you can plan how you want to spend your money, and then to actually planning to build a team and to become the employer for the people jinki salary jayegi. So it's like a
Yes.
huge leap, so I'm sure there must have been challenges. So what was your biggest challenge that you experienced?
The first challenge I faced was, so I decided कि ठीक है चलो let's launch it, let's start our own journey, and देखा जाएगा क्या होगा. But then the days went by, 15 days, 20 days, and then I realized, oh, I have to now also take care of people as well. So that time I had we started with people, one
Hmm.
person as an associate, and I'm like, okay, this is the near month end, and we need to actually think about how we will going to give him the salary.
Hmm.
And that time we were actually hunting for a lot of clients. So initial couple of months went in hunting, we put initial our so we bootstrap, me and my partner, we bootstrap, put our own money into the business, and we
Yeah.
did not take salaries for approximately 3 months at the initial.
Mm.
And fortunately we had a break even in the first month itself. Like whatever amount of money which we put in was recovered through our services
That's
and the
amazing.
clients.
Mm.
But we still did not take any money out, because we thought that let's invest this money back to the system
Mm. Mm.
and bring in more people who can do more work, and then maybe we can take the salary. So
Mm.
initial 3 months after launching Photon Legal was the tough on the monetary side,
Mm.
but of course the love and the response of the clients was amazing. That was the satisfaction which I was living by. I had
Mm.
enough savings to survive for 3 months. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, that was the thing which kept me going.
Mm.
So yeah, it all started with bootstrapping, and then getting more clients, converting them, and paying off the salaries as well. In fact, now as well, I'm not drawing much of the salary which I was getting from my previous employer.
Mm.
So yes, but yeah, you do those things for a greater cause, for a greater vision, and that's how I'm just going ahead.
That's amazing. But I'm still wondering, like I'm sure that you must have got support from your family, because you already said that business is in your genes, which is a good thing. But I have seen a lot of people who do not get that kind of support from their maybe their relatives or from their friends. And there are a lot of people who, out of concern, keep telling us that don't venture into it, and it's like a huge risk, and so on and so forth. So,
True.
like, what kind of support did you get, and how did you manage that, family, friends, and all relationships?
Family has always been there for me, whatever decision I took, be it to go outside and get some education, or maybe to come and do not get a job, or do a formal job with a software company which was offering me job. So I got a cyber security role at TCS. So
Hmm.
I had this role job letter with me, and there was a patent consultant role with my previous law with a law firm in Pune, Legacies. And I
Oh.
was I was in doubt what to do. The family said, okay, one thing, whatever your heart says, do it. So I was doing pros and cons analysis, and the one thing which stood out was down the years, let's say 4 5 years down the lane, once I have established myself, once I gain some expertise and knowledge, I can at least start my own venture. I can have my own practice somewhere, and that was clear to everybody, and everybody agreed to that. That yes, you can do that. Or if I become a software engineer, maybe that time gap to launch my own venture would might just increase. It would be huge, maybe
Hmm.
5 10 years or 6 years. I don't know. So I thought let's do it, give it a shot, and that's how I entered into this. But then family was always there. I so current all of my clients, in fact, are from friends and family. People
Hmm.
who know me, people whom I've already served, my friends, their contact sphere, and the family's contact
I
sphere
think
is
that's how
helping
network
me.
is supposed to build. We
Yes,
always start and we rely on the people who are close to us. We cannot just, launch ourselves and then expect that miracles are going to happen. It doesn't happen like that.
true,
So I'm
true.
really glad that your family and friends have supported you so far. I'm sure that they're going to continue. Uh, while all these things happen, when did you like launch this venture of yours, and how long have you been into this?
It's been 1 month, one year. It's our 13th month. 7th of
Okay.
June was our first anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it's a recent baby.
It's a
It's a
1 year
small
old
baby.
baby.
It's a
That
one
that's
year old baby
amazing.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then how has this baby coped with COVID-19?
Ah, interesting. So as I said, no, the initial first 3 months were the toughest, and we thought that the
Hmm.
toughest part has is past now, and we don't have to worry about it. But then the realization hit the moment we entered into January. So we have
Hmm.
got couple of clients from China as well, and China was not functioning well post December, the 1st of Jan onwards, and
Hmm.
we got of realization that okay, this might hit India as well.
Yeah.
And around 26th of January or so, we got some realization that this is going to happen. We are
Hmm.
all of the business are going to affect. And
Hmm.
the first 3 months, honestly, till April, uh, it was again difficult. We had to start
Hmm.
from zero again,
Hmm.
because our lot of marketing and focus of getting client was on a personal relationship, where we used to go to the client's place, take a tour
Mm.
of their system, take a tour of their offices, talk to the person, have a personal relationship one to one, and then convert the client. That was my
Mm-hmm.
initial client hunting process,
Mm.
and getting converting the clients. But then COVID
But then
happened,
that would have been really difficult now,
really
isn't it?
impacted. Yes,
Yeah.
first 2 months we did not have any new clients coming in.
Mm.
We fortunately we had our books full. Like we had some pipeline of client work
Mm.
which were doing in the background. But at the same time, we were thinking of different avenues of how to get some more leads.
Mm.
We had a plan in February to, in fact, go to US and meet a couple of people in San Francisco, but
Mm-hmm.
that also impacted because of this. No travels, nothing, and in fact,
Mm.
we won't be even traveling for next 1 year now.
Correct, correct.
So we did launch a lot of campaigns online. We had LinkedIn has been a very good help for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We dropped messages to so many people. I did video calls in US time zone, like from 6 p.m. India time till 12 o'clock or even 2 o'clock as well
Mm.
in the
Mm.
night, and fixed up a lot of meetings. Then we developed a relationship with them, couple of calls, and then once this unlock happened, honestly,
Mm.
unlock 1.0, people now realize that okay, this is gonna be staying forever. Zoom calls are going to be the next type
Mm.
of meeting which people would be coming in, and business again came back to life.
So it has
So,
taken almost like 3 months for people to actually get used to the fact that
right.
we have
It,
to define the new ways of functioning and working.
right. So I'm a service provider, or I'm an outside consultant to a lot of companies, or everybody
Mm.
in fact.
Mm.
So people have stopped paying to their vendors, because
Mm.
everybody is saying that do not pay the vendor, do not pay the rent, do not pay the bills, etc. and
Yeah.
etc. because you don't know how long is this going to be lasting. So that had a hit on myself or my revenue as well, because people did not pay me for 2 months. I
Oh,
had
wow.
bills ranging from certain thousands to certain Indian rupees to the dollars as well, which people did not pay me, saying
Correct.
that we don't know the situation, so we are just contemplating on how it goes. But
Hmm.
then when unlock happened, people started to realize and release the payment, which actually gave me a lot of influx to move ahead.
So this unlock has helped you.
Yes, it unlocked helped me in a great way. People were used
But
to.
like, all this while when you were not getting clients and
Mhm.
like you put in so much amount of effort and your entire, energy goes into building this dream and actually living this dream to be on your own and like having people work for you and like basically being your own boss. And I'm sure that when you were doing really, really well, it's like a very satisfactory feeling and it's like, it's a great feeling to be. But when this particular thing hit and when you stopped getting client and when people stopped responding, didn't you at any point of time felt that chhod do, let me just go back to my original job and be safe and secure in that environment? Did you feel
Uh,
like that?
Being safe, so I do not play safe games. Honestly, I a lot of my friends and everybody says that you are always up for challenges. Like a challenge nahi hai, to bhi tu you will go and create some other challenge there, and
Challenges for
then
yourself, yeah.
yeah. So I took this as a challenge and as an opportunity for myself. Lockdown was there, okay, ठीक है, हो सकता है, not a big deal. In fact, we I did a lot of training. I had
Mm,
executive coaches. I'm taking coaching from one of the industry leaders in coaching, in business coaching, currently, to reach more and more people. So I invested this time into
mm,
my coaching, my own in my own learnings, and
mm.
onto how to reach to more people. How can I improve my skills and deliver better quality work to the people in less time, which has been the one of the USP of Photon Legal. So,
Mm-hmm.
and in fact, we did a lot of pending things which we thought of doing it before, but time did not allow us. So, launching webinars, different videos, writing blogs
Yeah,
every
I think
week.
this has been like an amazing thing for all of us, including me. Like yesterday only, I was discussing with my colleagues that, otherwise we would have never thought that we can arrange for a webinar or connect with people sitting somewhere in a different part of the country over, the online facility. Although it was available, like it's not that it
Right.
was not there, but now I think we are utilizing it to the best possible mean, isn't it?
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
but then I always feel that there has to be something that keeps you going because for the past 3 months, I have been receiving calls from students, from different people, from my clients about, you know, like there seems to be 2-3 things which are absolutely common in all the calls, irrespective of what kind of issues they're facing. So when I do consulting, I get these kind of issues repeatedly. So while I address it in a different way, I want to know, how entrepreneurs keep going about it. So one of the thing is that how do you continue that spark, that I have to do it. All right, quitting is not
Right.
an option. So why is it that quitting is not an option, and what makes you continue? How do you keep that spark alive? That's my first question. And second is, many people are also saying that it has set in a lot of burden of overproductivity, like you said, that for the 3 months, okay, so there is no business, there are no clients, so let me just enhance my skill. So while you took it, you seem to have taken it really, in your stride, and you enhanced your skill, you sharpened your knowledge and everything, and which obviously now you're going to use it for unlockdown, because it's helping you. But then many people have also said that there's so much of pressure that oh my god, the whole world is doing so many things, am I
Right.
doing enough? Right? So I want your opinion on these two things, as an entrepreneur, as a person who is on his own and he has like a team to run and people to feed, and like what is your take on these two things?
Right. I would answer the second question first, which is
Hmm.
about everybody is doing so many things and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not doing anything. So
Hmm.
every day I open in LinkedIn and I
Hmm.
see so many posts by people sharing their different certificates of
Correct,
completing
correct, correct. Yeah.
AI/ML courses or whatnot. Of course,
And
it
it can be
excites.
very overwhelming, like
Yes, it is very good to see
there was a very
people.
interesting meme that I saw, wherein
Mhm.
after the lockdown, there, people, they are returning to their workplaces with bags full of certificates and I did so many
Yes,
things.
true, true. I actually saw them, and then I'm like, okay, wow, people are doing so much, and what am I
Mm,
doing? But then the
mm,
second point comes is I do not have to compete with others. Okay, my competition has always been myself. Okay, I am
mm.
my best competitor. I want to reach to a better level every single day. I have a
Correct.
timesheet. I maintain timesheet. I start my day at 10:30 in the morning after breakfast and
Mm,
everything, and I
mm,
work till around 6 o'clock. And then at
mm,
6 we have a group call with everybody in our team,
mm, mm.
and then I just finish off my work at around 7 o'clock. In this time period, I have now set a routine for myself that okay, I was wasting too much of time on Insta and LinkedIn all these
Yeah,
2 months, and then I realized okay, I cannot afford to do this. So after this lockdown, I got so many queries. I'm like, okay, now I need to focus. I have
yeah.
switched off my mobile data for 10 to 5. Do
Hmm.
not check internet. When
That's
people are
amazing.
learning so
Hmm.
many things, I'm like, okay, let's be productive in your own fashion, in your own work. So
Correct.
I always try to deliver things or finish up my task in less time with
Hmm.
more quality. That has
Hmm.
that has been one of the aspects which was keeping me going.
Hmm.
And so I did not fall into the big see. मेरा competition कोई और है ही नहीं because it's me.
That is so necessary, and that
And
is so wise,
yeah,
Priyank. That's
so
really
if you
necessary.
think that way, then of course you can progress. Otherwise you will
Hmm.
see like okay, Shipra ma'am ने 4 course complete कर लिए, oh मैंने तो एक भी नहीं किया. I will
Yeah,
have that
correct.
that point continuously going in my head before I sleep कि oh 4 course करना था नहीं किया, you are lagging, you
Hmm.
are lagging.
And I think then, because of this pressure, we miss out on the, that happiness that we get out of learning something. So we're not
Right.
learning it because we want to learn, we are learning it because I have to show that I have learned. So that whole
Right.
charm of learning is lost, I guess,
In
isn't it?
fact, I tend to do at least one new thing every day.
Oh, wow.
It could be anything like कुछ भी हो सकता है being going into the kitchen and cooking for mother or maybe doing some exercise someday. It can be anything, maybe doing something which was not done yesterday. Okay, that counts to
Mm-hmm.
be a new thing for that particular day. So I do
And you
that.
have been following this, like you plan and do this, or it's like
It has
deliberate
become now a
attempt?
habit. It has now
Habit.
become a habit.
Ah.
If I let's say
Mm-hmm.
repeat my if I repeat my day, then I would not like it. I cannot sleep properly because okay, I did not do anything new, and I feel that okay,
Yeah.
I'm a very unproductive
That's
person,
an
so I
amazing
should be
idea.
doing
That's a
something or
great
the other.
suggestion. If you
So
don't mind, I'm
I,
going to share it with all
of
the
course,
students who have been asking me about being
yes,
unproductive. That's a very good suggestion.
there
Yeah.
has to be just one thing because I say that. So now coming back to the point of your the first question.
Yes.
why you did not quit, or was there any point where you realized that
Yeah.
you can always go back?
And what keeps you going? What
Right.
keeps you going?
So I am a result oriented person, okay, and for me result matters, of course, but
Hmm.
in order to get the result, the process also helps you a lot. So
Correct.
the process is, if let's say you face an obstacle, okay, I find the reason of that particular obstacle. Why did this obstacle came in between in the first place?
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
if I
Hmm.
know the reason, the next step is to not face the same obstacle again. दूसरे
Correct.
obstacle है चलेगा, okay.
Hmm.
There are
Hmm.
hundred of ways one can be stopped,
Hmm.
but एक बार उसको cover overcome कर लिया, so you don't have to
Go back to the same
go
thing
back to
again.
the
Hmm.
same things. You
Hmm.
move ahead, you move ahead. So that has been one keep going mantra for me. And then second,
Hmm.
a lot of people say कि यार ये नहीं करना चाहिए, वो नहीं करना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. You
Hmm.
can stop and
Hmm.
go back, you can quit, or you should quit, all of that thing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
my philosophy of life has been so far कि ना करने के आपको 100 बहाने मिलेंगे किसी भी चीज को, okay.
Hmm.
And I can very in fact all of my friends and my family members can relate it very well. ना करने के आपको 100 बहाने मिलेंगे, बट हाँ करके करने, हाँ के लिए सिर्फ एक ही रीजन चाहिए.
एक ही reason
That's
चाहिए.
it.
Absolutely
So
right.
that one
Yes.
reason is keeping me going. It can be anything. For me, it's my passion towards serving my clients, my passion towards getting more and more patent grants from a client,
Hmm.
which keeps
Hmm.
me happy, and my passion for innovation. I
Hmm.
read up a lot of patents, a lot of new technologies, which is coming every single day.
Hmm.
That is keeping me busy.
Wow. Talking about innovation, I also read while going to how this pandemic has affected entrepreneurs all over the world.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of people who have predicted that while there would be a boom for certain industries, certain sectors in the field, like video conferencing, for
Right.
example, or anything that has got to do online shopping hai, yeah, delivery systems hai.
Mhm.
All of this has seen a lot of boom, but at the same time, the other industries would suffer. And there was also a prediction that almost 50 to 80% of the people will have to lay off their employees, or cut down on their the way the business works, and so on and so forth. So I want to know that one of the things that I read about it was being agile, or being flexible in the approach. So do you think that in your business also you had to be a little flexible, a little you had to change the kind of business that you were doing, or the kind of service that you were providing, or you stuck with that because you are like an expert in that particular field, so I'm going to provide the same service, or you had to tweak it because of this?
Lot of tweaking happened actually, ma'am. This is very interesting question.
Hmm.
From the products, for the product company, a lot has been changed now, because
Hmm.
post COVID the transportation service hit very badly.
Yeah, exactly.
So people could not get any products delivered to their home,
Hmm.
and the large companies could not ship the products to the market as well. Market was also
Right.
off. But for the
Right.
service company, the major challenge was remote working.
Hmm.
And in a small setup like my firm at Photon, so we had a team of seven people before lockdown. And
Hmm.
during the lockdown, couple of members ended up their internship, so we
Hmm.
were reduced to three. And then
Hmm.
after unlock, we expanded, and we are now again a 7-member team.
Wow, that's
So
great. Hmm.
once we hired back people, like we had hiring, and we had hired 4 people now.
Hmm.
The major challenge was training,
Yeah.
because the three member who are with us, so me, my partner, and my younger brother as well, who has joined us as a full-time employee. So we were with like we were serving the clients before as well. There was teaching and mentoring going on with everybody, but then to train new 4 folks on the same
Hmm.
platform with the same
Hmm.
understanding, with the same skill, was a difficult task.
Hmm.
So training was impacted. Training had impacted some, which was major challenge. Then
Hmm.
delivering to the clients again, uh, because of lockdown, a lot of software companies have, I don't know why, but they have taken this approach that okay, they can work 24/7. They can ask
Hmm.
their employees to do any work at any goddamn time, and they can expect the output very
Yeah.
quickly, saying that you have nothing to do but work.
But work, yeah.
We did not follow this approach. We made sure that okay, we give enough time to everybody, and weekends are off even in lockdown for us.
Mm.
And people do go out, chill, not go out, but spend time with
Yeah,
family
yeah.
and chill at homes.
Mm.
When it comes to client delivery, we have informed everybody that we will be up and running 24 by 7. So me and my partner both are 24 by 7 running for them
Mm. Mm.
virtually. But when it comes to delivery, we have ensured that we keep the clients informed at each and every stage, because when this uh, storm came to
Mm.
Mumbai and Pune, and Nisarga storm. So
Yeah,
again, the internets were not working properly, the lights were not there. So a couple of days
correct.
were impacted because my team is also at different location. That
Mm-hmm.
communication needs to be there. So if you communicate, then lot many problems in life are anyway solved. The
Absolutely.
only thing which we miss out is the communication. We don't talk about
Mm.
the things which are going on currently, and we expect the
Mm.
other party to understand. That will not work.
I think we
So
all expect others to be mind readers, that you
right.
should know what I'm thinking and what I was expecting, but we don't know how to spell it out actually.
Correct. So
Yeah.
we made sure that we have a constant communication with all of our clients. In fact,
Mm.
when the COVID hit, we had a call with everybody. I personally called all of my clients saying that how are you? Is everything all right? The family all right? Is anybody stuck here or there? And then
That's
we used to take
amazing.
care of their things. People said that okay, we want to work on an urgent basis, but we will
Mm.
not be able to pay you till the time the COVID is there or till the time the banks are
Mm.
shut. Couple of my clients were in a containment zone, but they had an
Yeah.
idea saying that okay, अभी बैठे बैठे कुछ काम नहीं है, but idea आ रहा है. Can we protect? I said okay, go ahead. Then what about the
Mm.
payments? I said okay, do it later.
Mm.
Once the lockdown got lifted, people paid me. So I was hopeful because for we know that okay, nothing can stop us from going back to the normal lives.
Mm.
All the COVID health worker and everybody is doing their bit to get back the economy and get back the business
Mm.
normal. So
Mm.
yeah, we just took the chance saying that you do it, let it happen. If it means that waiting for 3 months, we can wait, no problem.
Mm.
We have already waited for 3 months at the initial, so we had no issues in going back to the same zone. And that's how we responded to the situation, and we did not react to it. That is also one
Mm.
of the important factor which is missing in everybody at the moment.
Yes. Not reacting, but responding to it. That's a very important thing, because I think it requires a lot of patience on the amount of the person who's going through a situation. If you practice a little bit of patience, and if you go through the situation and take your time at least to understand it, I think it automatically leads to a response. But if all of this is cut down, then reaction is very natural, it comes automatically.
Lot of
So
huge,
that's very important, yeah.
right, lot of
Also,
huge
I'm
corporates
really
did
glad
that.
that you talked about this fact that okay, fine, so you can't pay us, so pay us later. I think this is something
Yeah,
this is a very important factor, because it builds a trust, and when
true.
people I think in business or otherwise, we like to interact and be associated with people whom we can trust in, and who are the people whom we can invest in, and I can get something back. Like I necessarily may be buying a product from a particular person, but I would go to that shop probably because of the kind of treatment that I got instead of the kind of product that I got.
Mhm.
Many a times it also happens that if we go to a shop, or if we, let's say, ask for a service from someone, and the person who came out to be a very different person, a very rude person, or full of himself, and so on and so forth. So even if the product is very good, I will have that in my mind that next time I'm not going to buy from this guy, or I'm going to make sure that others also don't buy. So
True.
it's very, very important for entrepreneurs to understand this part which you touched upon, that you need to show that amount of trust in the others also, so that they show it back to you, because then they become liable to show the equal amount of trust. But if in beginning itself, if you keep saying that okay, fine, नहीं मुझे तो अभी पैसा चाहिए and so on and so forth, then it's like okay, then let's see how it goes, and then the relationship is ruined, and it's like it's sabotaged, isn't it? So that's a very important thing that you mentioned about entrusting people and showing this trust, and being vocal about it basically, and not ki मन में trust है बोल नहीं रहे हैं. So it's very important in business, isn't it?
Yes. So being vocal being communicative, and of course you need to express everything.
Yeah, correct.
And that has been stood as a good quality for us at Photon,
Mm.
or for my personal life as well. I am very vocal about everything. People might even call me, "You are a very blunt guy, and you don't know how to talk." And I'm like, "Okay, see, yaar, I don't keep things to myself. If I don't like
Mm.
something, I'll just say straight away that okay, this is not the way it should have been done.
Yeah,
There is another way to do it, or maybe you should not do it at all, because
correct,
this
correct.
is this is something which is not going well with me."
Mm.
So yeah, I have been always very outspoken.
I think
uh,
being outspoken is also misunderstood a lot of times. So, have there
right.
been any instances where you spoke your mind while in business? Because I'm sure that our personal characteristics, they are those things which make us, irrespective of what
True.
kind of profession we are in. While our profession is reflected in our behavior, it's vice versa also. And so, since you said that you're really outspoken and you don't really hold back, you just say things out loud. So, has it affected you anytime, being outspoken and being very clear about your ideas? Has it backfired?
Yes, on the personal ground, so many times. Especially when it comes to relationships and all. Oh man,
Oh yes,
really.
yes.
Yeah, people say that
That's
okay.
something we should not touch upon, the personal relationship part.
Yes, yes. But when it comes to business relationships,
Yeah,
of course, see, at the end of the day, be it personal relationship or a business relationship, it is a relationship where
correct, correct.
two people are talking with their
Hmm, hmm,
intentions out loud,
hmm, hmm.
and it's important to have that level of understanding with each other. Uh,
Yeah.
and I take pride in developing that relationship with everybody in my contact sphere.
Hmm,
People who know me, they know that okay, this guy will give. If you come up with a certain problem to me, if I know it or not, it will be taken care of, and that's what the guarantee I give to people.
hmm,
That's what the assurance I give it to people, and that's why people trust me.
hmm,
Uh, at least I think so that people trust me, that because people come to me with their issues.
hmm,
So yes, again another point, that I don't care whether they would think this way or not. I know that okay, I for myself I'm doing my good, I'm doing
hmm.
my part, and that has been an important factor.
Great, amazing. This reminds me of a few things that immediately come to my mind. Like when
Hmm.
you're saying it. So occupational hazard. I am thinking in all the psychological terms right now.
Hmm.
Like whatever you are saying, I can connect it with those particular skills which are not just necessary for entrepreneurs or for people in business, but overall, if we have those things sorted out in our heads, then it really helps us in anything. So, from what I have seen so far, from whatever you have said, I can see that uh, a very important characteristic for an entrepreneur is always being very resilient. And I saw and I looked up and I realized that resilience is a particular characteristic which is directly connected with being a successful entrepreneur amongst all the other psychological characteristics. While we talk about resilience, it's a very interesting mix of things, so, and I could see that from all your answers that you gave just now, all those things that you shared, there's a lot of resilience that you have. I'm sure that if people practice resilience, it really helps them. Also, another thing that I could notice was that firm belief about yourself, about what kind of a person you are, and being aware about it, and not just trying to run away from the fact that yes, I have flaws, but accepting it that okay, these are my flaws and these are my good points. So that firm belief also helps, and I think that's what also helps people in putting that trust in you, because we
Right.
usually end up trusting people who come out as a very a very genuine person, or a natural, and not somebody who pretends to be something but is also undergoing certain issues.
Hmm.
So probably that has really helped.
Right.
Also, one more thing that I could immediately identify was the part where you mentioned about risk taking, right? uh, that I always take risks and I'm up for a challenge. And that one particular thing I really liked was that one thing that always keeps me going is that ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा, it will fail,
Right.
and so do you think that for every entrepreneur it is necessary to have a backup plan? Now for you, of course, you have a backup plan, and you started with this idea that I can go back to the job. But what would you suggest to all those young entrepreneurs who may not have a backup plan and who still want to venture into business or who want to start their own ventures? What would you tell them?
Having a backup plan is a good option, but again, it's an option, it's not compulsory. Because if, let's say, you always think about, okay, what will happen if I fail, and is there anything to fall back upon, you may not even take the plunge. Okay, the necessary element for
Correct,
everybody,
correct.
be it an entrepreneur or anybody in the life, if you want to change something, there is enough resistance. When I was thinking
Yeah.
of launching Photon Legal or launching my own venture, the resistance was from a lot of sides, from friends. You would not be having your own paycheck at the time. You will not be attending too many parties at the start, or maybe how would you find clients, and lot many things go into your head.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
you need to overcome those resistance, and one of the factor is just you have to trust your own gut feeling. If you have belief in you, no matter what the challenges, you would surely overcome it.
Yes,
You would surely
yes.
accomplish whatever goals you have set for yourself. So it's
Hmm.
very important from my perspective that you should
Hmm.
trust yourself and you should accept what you are. A lot of time people do not accept what they are.
Correct, correct.
people just People have so many idols. People have so many person or great figures from history and in present as well, whom they look up to.
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
and i I say, okay, it is very good that you look up to someone and you take certain things from him and lead your life that way, but that should not be your sole point. Okay.
Hmm.
So for example, I had a backup, but I will not say that, okay, everybody should have a backup. I would
Hmm.
rather say that you should take the plunge, and that is what will keep you going. And
Hmm.
that's it. So you have to accept yourself. That is the major important thing which everybody can in their lives can have.
Hmm.
Because once you accept, you would of course overcome things, and
Hmm.
it will help you in your own startup culture as well, in your own entrepreneurship journey.
Hmm.
Because if let's say failure comes, you would accept that okay, I failed. It's okay
Hmm.
to fail. You
True,
have to
true.
accept it. And if you succeed, very well, you have succeed, you have mastered one way. Okay, now is the time to venture into another thing, because you are already successful in one particular way, one particular function, one.
And then you'll have one great story to tell.
Right. So my goal with Photon is not to just have the Photon for rest of my life. My goal is to reach to a level where Photon becomes and like I can run Photon on an autopilot mode, and I venture into
Self-sustaining.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's my goal with Photon Legal for now.
Hmm.
So if you have that goal, if you have that clarity of thought, or
Hmm.
rather you trust in your process and your beliefs, anything can happen. You can achieve
Oh,
everything.
that's very well put. That's amazing. So, I think that's really an amazing journey from where you started and being new in this. It's a lot of people may say that, oh, he's just 1 year old in business and he's talking all this big. But I think it cannot be measured on the basis of number of years that you have ventured into it. But I think what is more important is your approach towards it. And from what I have seen and from what I have known you, and I've known you as a student also, and now as a
True.
a person who is a professional, and I can see that people who have these specific qualities of, especially what you pointed out, like trusting in yourself and having a self belief and uh, investing into the process of what you are doing, so that the outcome automatically becomes good. If you have that clarity of thought, then it really really helps. Doesn't matter how many years you have been into it, but it all matters how you go through the process, right? No matter how much
Right.
time it takes. So that's amazing. I'm really happy that we had this conversation, Priyank. Can we ask a few questions to our participants, or uh,
Sure.
if they have anything to say?
Yes, absolutely. Which question do you want to run by, ma'am?
We can ask maybe the first question.
Hmm. Sure. I've launched the poll
Yeah,
for everybody, and yeah, you can ask me to stop whenever you want.
yeah.
So for all the folks who have joined the session, the poll would be visible at your screen. You can click either an opportunity or a challenge. The question is, as an entrepreneur, how do you look at COVID-19? An opportunity or a challenge? So we are getting a couple of response.
Okay.
Yes. So this is again very interesting question. As an opportunity or a challenge? For me, it
Yeah.
was both. It was an opportunity. It is an
I think
opportunity to
it
launch
depends on
things.
your it depends on your perception how you look at it,
Mhm.
because I can see that there are a lot of companies who have shifted from their like I asked you the question also, that did you become flexible in the way you had been running your business, because you have to ultimately, otherwise if you're
Right.
stuck then it becomes a problem. Although at the same time there are certain businesses where you cannot really change it overnight, and
Mhm.
if the structure is such that it is run it cannot be run online, let's say, then it becomes a problem. Oh, so 75% people say that it's an opportunity. That's amazing.
Yes.
But I'm glad that 25% people also say that it's a challenge, because that's a good reality check. So can we launch the second question then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second question says, do you think being emotional is important for an entrepreneur? Oh wow. Being emotional, yes. My answer would go to yes. It is very well important, and in fact, it is so much important. It is so much important to be emotional, because at times empathy is
Mm,
something which helps you get a deal. You have a personal bond with somebody and you call, like I remember one time
mm.
my client's mother-in-law was in ICU.
Oh.
She was somewhere in Raipur. Yeah, the
Mm,
client had to travel from Bombay to Raipur.
mm,
I called him for an immediate deadline, and I
mm,
said something is up, and it will require your immediate attention.
mm.
So he just said to me, "Yaar, I am into a hospital scene right now, and I
Oh.
am
Mm,
rushing to a hospital. Can you take care?" I'm like, "Okay, no worries." I did whatever was required to be done, and I did not contact him. Maybe I did not even send him invoice or so. I contacted his manager and asked what the situation is, and then he told me that okay, there is some emergency with ICU. I called him at the night, the same night I called in fact, and I asked him that if you require any help in Raipur, let me know. I have couple of friends who will be there. The next
mm,
morning, you just say yes. And he's like, no, don't worry. But I asked him where is he and all of that, and he said that okay, I am in one of the biggest hospital in Raipur. I said okay, don't worry. Somebody will come tomorrow and will check with you. And my friend was there to help him out, to just ask him. He did not even help him out because nowadays everything is taken care by the hospitals. But
yeah.
the touch remained. We became very good friends. He's again very senior guy. I happen to be the youngest in all the meetings with every client. But the emotional gesture is of course helps a lot, a lot.
It's a very important. I'm glad you said the word empathy.
Yeah.
I have seen people use it very often. Sometimes
Mhm.
because it's a very interesting word to speak, because it sounds very nice and very it sounds very nice to the ear, using this word called empathy. But
Right.
oh, do you think being emotional is important for an entrepreneur? Oh, wow, 116%. I don't know what that means, but everyone
Wow.
agrees with the fact that everyone needs to be emotional. I'm so glad that people think that way, because many times being emotional is considered to be people look at it in a very different way. So the most important component that we need as a human being is empathy. And I think during this COVID situation, empathy is something that people have started experiencing and started really expressing.
Right. Right.
It
Right.
has really helped people to truly become empathetic. While earlier it was mocked upon, it was laughed about, it was like it was just sidelined कि हाँ इसका कुछ इतना importance नहीं है, होगा कुछ. Maybe it is important for some people in some professions. But I think this, what pandemic has done to us is it has made us more empathetic, and we have really started realizing the importance of it. So I'm really glad that, a lot of people have
Right.
answered positively about it. And that's why I wanted to know, your take on it. And when you use the word empathy and the way you have used it in your own profession, it goes a long way. One gesture of emotional connectivity, it goes a long
Right.
way, right? So,
In fact, when it comes to, let's say, client relationships, of course you should be there emotionally as well, but then a lot of emotions are involved when it comes to your team, when your team is leaving,
yeah,
or maybe
yes, yes,
when
yes.
you are training them. You have to actually be there with them and think what
Correct.
they are thinking, and not just shout
Yeah, not
randomly,
just
because okay, you have done it 1,000 times, but the other person is doing it for the first time.
is doing it for the first time. Yeah.
You need to be considerate, and that has been one of the great learning experience.
Hmm.
So on training on Zoom is itself a challenge,
Oh
but
yeah, I
then
know.
when you involve, because something which will take 10 minutes of time normally when you're physically there will take at
Hmm.
least a half an hour of your time.
Yes, true.
And even if after investing so much of time, if you are not able to convey what you want to, or
Hmm.
somebody, the other person did not understand what you
Hmm.
wanted to actually convey, then it
Hmm.
becomes a headache. But if you remain calm there and be emotionally supportive to the other person as well, that okay, it's okay, it will happen, कुछ नहीं होता,
Hmm.
हो जाएगा. So
Great.
that gives a good return. Basically, this is the actual return on investment. You invest your
Yeah.
time and energy and money, and then you get the satisfaction back as an as a result of your investment.
Amazing. How nice. How nice.
Yes.
Priyank, we have one question. If you can answer that.
Yeah. Sure.
So, how can an entrepreneur take financial risks when they are financially the backbone of their families?
Wow. I Fortunately, I was not thrown in that particular challenge. Like
Hmm.
I had my both mom and dad
Hmm.
run their own businesses
Hmm.
back in home. My mom is
Hmm.
a mom runs a sari shop,
Hmm.
and dad has a imitation jewelry shop.
Hmm.
They are not. So I was not the backbone of the family,
Hmm.
but yes, of course they can take the financial risk. See, if you have the idea and you have the gut feeling and you know that okay, you will get some business as well, so maybe for the initial go you can try and get your first client.
Hmm.
Once you got the first client, then you can take the major leap, because then you have the confidence, then you have
Yeah.
that one
Hmm.
client whom you are serving, and that client can only help you get to 10 many clients by
Correct.
doing
Correct.
publicity for your own. He can become your ambassador, he can become your a raven for taking
Hmm.
your word out and tell to the public that okay, so and so guy helped me out, go there
Hmm.
and get the service from him or get his products. So every entrepreneur actually has to take a risk. When you are the backbone of the family, and if you always think that okay, I am the backbone, I should not be taking the risk, then you are not actually doing what is called as to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I think
Of course,
entrepreneurship and risk taking goes hand in hand.
goes hand in hand. It has to be
Yeah.
very calculative. You have to be very
Yeah.
practical about your decision, because not every decision will turn into your favor. You have to also
Correct. Correct.
be open about it, and
And I think you have to be
that can
also
happen.
ready for contingencies, like something
Yeah,
like COVID-19, which is a contingency that no one expected.
no one
And
expected, right?
it just came, it just hit all of us. So the way we are dealing with it, I think that is also something which we all have learned, that,
Right.
we, no matter how much we plan for, and I always, joke about this with my friends and with everybody, that,
Hmm.
last year, 2019, has been a very, very eventful year for everybody. It was like, the whole year we were doing something or the other nonstop. And looking at
Right.
all of this, nature decided that, you guys really need to take a break. So the
Absolutely.
joke was on us, and then, it's a forced break. But then we are sometimes so overwhelmed with the kind of work we do, and, our plans and schedules, that we are not prepared for breaks also.
True.
So while this
True.
pandemic
True.
has given us a huge break, it depends on, how our entire approach towards our life and about our work is, whether we are going to turn it into an opportunity, or we look at it as, oh my god, now what is going to happen. So I think it's a lot to do with the way you perceive, your entire existence, and about how you want to lead your life.
Right.
And just to add to what you're saying, so rightly, very rightly, like you said, that if let's say somebody is the backbone of their the financial backbone of their families, then I think there is a lot of, again, the point of communication is very important here, because if you have a spark in your head, and if you really want to do it, like 110%, you are so sure that you want to venture into entrepreneurship, and if this is the only thing which is stopping you, that you are the financial burden, you are the financial backbone of your family, then talk it out with your family members, because I'm sure that if you are so passionate about it, they would also understand it, and if they
Right.
understand it, you can maybe cut some slacks and you can do something about it. There can be a possibility of you venturing into it if that's something that you truly want. But if you keep it to yourself
Correct.
that I'll be the backbone of my family also, and I'll venture into this thing also, then it's like a lot of things going on in your head, and you are trying to solve the problems which you're not meant to, which
Right.
could be solved by people's support also. So if you are the backbone, financial backbone of your family, and if you want to venture into entrepreneurship, like Priyank said, definitely yes, you need to be ready to take that risk and be very clear about what you want to do. You should have a laid out plan, but at the same time, I also feel that you need to incorporate your family members into this decision, because if they are going to be affected, they better know about it. And you need to also find out how supportive they can be. You can explain it to them that how important it is for you, and I'm sure that
Right.
if you can get through them, they'll definitely help you out, and no matter how much finances are available or not, and eventually things work out. If again,
Yes, things do
we
work out.
yeah, they do work out if
Things
you
do
if
work
you
out.
if you keep at it.
I'll
It's
just
going to
add
work out if you
one
keep
more.
at it.
Yeah, I'll add one more example here. So my partner is the main breadwinner for the family. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, so when we had this idea of, I had this idea of starting my own thing,
Hmm.
and then he said, okay, let's go ahead and we do it together.
Hmm.
So that way we divided the risk. Both
Yeah.
of us had this belief that okay, whatever we do, we gonna be doing very great because we have this firm belief in us.
Hmm.
And so Amit, who's my partner, he is the sole breadwinner for the family,
Hmm.
and leaving the corporate job which is paying so much with everything, every other facility, coming to the entrepreneurship was his first try. Okay, for me at least, I have the family background and everything, and I
Yeah.
know what happens in a business.
Correct.
He
Correct.
has
Correct.
never experienced that. He did not
Hmm.
have any background whatsoever of business. He was
Hmm.
saying that okay, I'll take care of getting the new business in, you take care of running the show.
Yeah.
And that's how we actually function. So you need to have at least one person who can be with you,
Hmm.
and that way you can take up all the challenges, be it
Where the
financial, be it
risk taking
emotional.
can be shared. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a wonderful idea.
you
Yeah,
need to
risk
find
taking can be shared.
somebody who can share the risk.
Hmm.
Get an investor, get a friend, get your
Hmm.
mentor, get
Yeah,
anybody who trusts in your idea as passionately as you can,
as you
and
have.
that's it.
Hmm.
You can go ahead with him if you are not able to launch it yourself.
Yeah,
Get a
true.
partner. I would say get a partner.
Okay. So yeah. So
Right.
that's, I think we have covered all aspects of that question.
Wow,
So
that's
thank you
great.
for asking that question. It was a very important question because
Hmm.
we did not touch upon that. So thank you for asking. I think I really enjoyed this conversation with you, Priyank, and I got to learn a couple of things, and I got to have a peep into the life of an entrepreneur from the, how, what keeps the entrepreneurs going and what kind of challenges you may have faced. So it was really nice interacting with you, and I'm sure our participants also learned. Please feel free to connect with us on our social media handles. You can connect with Photon Legal. You can connect with Priyank on Instagram, on LinkedIn by the same name, and similarly, you can connect with me also. Feel free to connect with us for any of the queries, or if you want us to discuss about anything in particular, please get back to us. Give your feedback about how you like this. You can put it on your page, and please do tag us.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and stay safe, stay home and stay safe, and please stay healthy, not just physically but mentally also. That's all for today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.